grew up in the 70s, you could recognize your favorite TV show before you even saw the screen. All it took was a few notes of the theme song, and suddenly everyone was running to the living room.
A whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing. We'll make you happy.
Some of these songs became bigger than the shows themselves. Stay until the end, because one theme on this list became so popular, it actually changed an entire industry. Today, we're counting down 15 catchiest TV theme songs from the 70s. And the story behind our number one pick might surprise you. Number 15, The Odd Couple. The Odd Couple theme by Neil Hefti. Kicking things off at number 15 is one of the most recognizable instrumental themes in television history. The jazzy opening to The Odd Couple instantly set the tone for the show's premise before a single line of dialogue was spoken. The series followed the unlikely roommates Felix Unger and Oscar Madison, two men whose personalities couldn't have been more different. Composer Neil Hefti created a playful tune that perfectly captured the chaos of living with someone who drives you completely crazy. Even without lyrics, the melody told the whole story. And that's something many modern TV shows struggle to do. But not every classic theme relied on clever jazz arrangements.
A whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing. We'll make you happy.
Number 14, The Partridge Family.
Come on, get happy.
Come On, Get Happy by The Partridge Family. At number 14 is the theme that made every kid secretly wish their family owned a brightly painted tour bus. Come On, Get Happy opened every episode of The Partridge Family with pure bubblegum pop optimism.
We had a dream we'd go traveling together.
The show followed a fictional family band touring the country and performing catchy songs. What many viewers didn't realize at the time was that most of the music was recorded by professional studio musicians. Still, lead actor David Cassidy's voice helped turn the show into a real music sensation. The theme perfectly captured the carefree spirit of early 70s pop culture.
Something always happens whenever we're together. We get a happy feeling when...
But while this show celebrated family fun, our next theme introduced a mystery-solving team unlike any other. Number 13, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Coming in at number 13 is the theme that launched countless childhood mystery adventures. The opening of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Immediately pulled viewers into a world of haunted houses, suspicious villains, and one extremely hungry talking dog. The upbeat rock-style theme made it clear that these mysteries were meant to be fun rather than frightening. Week after week, kids watched as Scooby and the gang unmasked another supposedly supernatural monster. The song itself became so recognizable that just hearing the opening notes still triggers memories of Saturday morning cartoons. But Scooby wasn't the only animated show whose theme stuck with audiences for decades. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, please hit the like button. I'd sincerely appreciate it.
Let's ride with the family down the street through the courtesy.
Number 12, The Flintstones.
Stones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family.
Meet the Flintstones. At number 12 is a theme song that somehow made prehistoric life feel like suburban America.
They're the modern Stone Age family. From the town of
Meet the Flintstones introduced viewers to Fred, Wilma, Barney, and Betty, with a cheerful tune that sounded more like a neighborhood block party than the Stone Age. Although the series originally debuted in the early 1960s, reruns dominated television schedules throughout the 70s.
From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right out of history.
That meant a whole new generation of kids grew up singing along with the famous chorus about having a gay old time. The catchy melody, combined with the show's imaginative world of dinosaur appliances and Stone Age cars, made the opening unforgettable.
When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba tea time.
And speaking of unforgettable openings, our next theme captured the everyday struggles of working class life. Number 11, Good Times. Good Times by Jim Gilstrap and Glenda Holloway. Landing at number 11 is a theme that balanced hardship with hope.
Just looking out of the window, watching.
The opening song from Good Times reflected the daily realities of the Evans family living in a Chicago housing project. But instead of sounding gloomy, the theme carried a soulful energy that celebrated resilience and family unity.
Keeping your head above water, making a way when you can.
The lyrics acknowledged the challenges of paying bills and getting by, while the upbeat melody reminded viewers that joy could still exist in difficult circumstances. For many audiences, that balance made the song incredibly relatable. It wasn't just a theme, it was a reflection of real life in the 70s. But while this show focused on everyday struggles, our next entry introduced one of television's most famous blended families.
The story of a lovely lady who was bringing up.
Number 10, The Brady Bunch.
That's the way they all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch theme. At number 10 is a theme song that might be one of the most efficient pieces of storytelling ever written for television.
The one day when the lady met this fellow, and they knew that it was.
In just a few seconds, the Brady Bunch theme explained the entire premise of the show. A widowed father with 3 boys meets a widowed mother with 3 girls, and suddenly they're forming one big family. Even people who never watched the series can probably still recite the opening line from memory. The famous 9-square opening sequence also became instantly recognizable.
Who was busy with 3 boys of his own. They were.
Long before video calls existed, the Brady kids were already appearing together on screen like a cheerful grid of smiling faces.
All of them had hair of gold, like their mother, the youngest.
Oh, by the way, I will be posting more videos like this, so please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. Okay, on to the next.
We always could spot a friend. Welcome back.
Number 9, Welcome Back, Kotter.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome Back by John Sebastian. At number 9 is one of the rare TV themes that became a massive radio hit all on its own.
Here where we need you. Here where we need you.
The song Welcome Back was performed by singer-songwriter John Sebastian, who quickly climbed all the way to number 1 on the Billboard charts in 1976.
Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams.
The show itself followed teacher Gabe Kotter as he returned to his old Brooklyn high school to teach a group of troublemakers known as the Sweat Hogs.
Come back to that same old place that you left.
But the theme song's warm, laid-back sound perfectly captured the idea of returning home. And it introduced audiences to a young actor named John Travolta, who would soon become one of the biggest stars of the decade.
These days are
Number 8, Happy Days.
happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes.
Happy Days by Pratt and McClain. At number 8 is a theme song that helped turn a nostalgic sitcom into a cultural phenomenon. Happy Days transported viewers back to the 1950s, a time of jukeboxes, drive-ins, and leather jackets.
It feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long.
Interestingly, the show originally used the classic rock song Rock Around the Clock as its opening theme, but later seasons replaced it with the upbeat Happy Days theme that most fans remember today. The cheerful melody captured the show's spirit perfectly and even became a hit single.
Gray sky, hello blue.
And the success of Happy Days would soon inspire an entire wave of spin-offs. In fact, one of the most famous of those spin-offs is coming up next.
On your mark, get set and go now. Got a dream and we just know.
Number 7. Laverne and Shirley.
We're gonna make our dreams come true.
Making Our Dreams Come True by Cindy Greco. Coming in at number 7 is the energetic opening from Laverne and Shirley, a show that quickly became one of the most watched sitcoms of the late 70s.
Straight ahead and on the track now. We're gonna make our dreams.
The theme, Making Our Dreams Come True, opened with one of television's most memorable chants, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, as the two friends skipped down a Milwaukee street.
Doing it our way. There is nothing we won't try. Never.
The song perfectly captured the optimism of two working-class women chasing their dreams while working at a brewery. For a few years, the show was actually the most popular program on television, and that catchy theme song helped audiences instantly connect with its upbeat spirit.
And we'll do it our way. Yes, our way. Make
Do you remember singing along to that opening chant every time the show started? Comment yes if you did.
Beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying.
Number 6. The Jeffersons.
Up in the big leagues, getting our turn at bat. Slow
Moving On Up by Janae Dubois. At number 6 is a theme song that practically defined upward mobility in the 1970s. The opening to The Jeffersons began with a powerful gospel-inspired performance that celebrated George and Louise Jefferson's move from a working-class neighborhood to a luxury apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side.
we're moving on up to the east side.
Sung by actress Janae Dubois, the song Movin' On Up became one of the most memorable openings in sitcom history. Its triumphant sound perfectly matched the show's message of progress and opportunity.
We're moving on up to the
And the phrase moving on up quickly became part of everyday language. But the next theme on our list wasn't about moving up socially. It was about independence and starting a brand new life. Number 5. The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Love Is All Around by Sonny Curtis. At number 5 is a theme song that captured the spirit of independence that was beginning to define the 1970s. Love Is All Around opened each episode of The Mary Tyler Moore Show with a hopeful message about starting over and building a life on your own terms. The song was written by Sonny Curtis, a member of Buddy Holly's band, and its optimistic melody perfectly matched the show's tone. Of course, the moment most viewers remember is Mary tossing her hat into the air in downtown Minneapolis. That simple gesture became one of the most iconic images in television history. Number 4. Hawaii Five-O. Hawaii Five-O theme by Morton Stevens. At number 4 is one of the most recognizable instrumental themes ever created for television. The powerful opening of Hawaii Five-O exploded with pounding drums and bold brass that immediately signaled action. Composed by Morton Stevens, the theme became so popular that the surf rock band The Ventures recorded a version that climbed the music charts. even decades later, just a few seconds of that opening melody can instantly transport viewers back to the beaches of Hawaii and the dramatic crime stories of the series. It proved that sometimes a theme song doesn't need lyrics to become legendary.
Those were the days. I knew when you
Number 3. All in the Family.
guys like us, we had it made.
Those Were the Days by Carol O'Connor and Gene Stapleton. Coming in at number 3 is a theme that was very different from most television openings. Instead of polished studio singers, viewers saw Archie and Edith Bunker sitting at a piano in their living room, singing Those Were the Days.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs that made
The intentionally old-fashioned tune reflected Archie's nostalgic view of the past, which often clashed with the changing world around him.
Those were the days.
Created by producer Norman Lear, the show tackled social issues that few sitcoms had ever addressed before. The theme itself perfectly set the stage for the debates and uncomfortable conversations that made the series so groundbreaking.
The game of life is hard to play.
Number 2. MASH.
That suicide is painless. It brings on.
Suicide is Painless by Johnny Mandel. At number 2 is a theme that took a completely different emotional approach.
I realize and I can see.
The haunting melody from MASH was originally written for the 1970 film of the same name, before becoming the opening theme for the television series. Known as Suicide is Painless, the instrumental version used in the show created a reflective tone that contrasted with the humor of the series itself.
And I can take or leave it if I please.
As helicopters flew over the Korean War camp in the opening sequence, viewers immediately understood that this was a comedy set against the very real backdrop of war.
The losing card I'll someday lay. So this.
Few television themes have ever been as distinctive or emotionally powerful.
Came from his wife. Deep down, he knew she was right, but he also knew that someday.
Number 1. The Love Boat. Love Boat theme by Jack Jones. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is the theme that practically defined escapist television in the late 1970s. The opening of The Love Boat invited viewers aboard a floating resort where romance, adventure, and celebrity guest stars were always waiting.
Madison's wife had thrown him out, requesting that he never return.
Sung by Jack Jones, the song Love Boat quickly became one of the most recognizable television themes of the era. The cheerful melody promised excitement and possibility every time the ship set sail.
With nowhere else to go, he appeared at the home of his friend Oscar Madison.
For many viewers, hearing those opening notes meant leaving everyday worries behind for an hour of light-hearted fun on the high seas. These theme songs did more than introduce TV shows. They became the soundtrack of growing up in the 1970s. Just a few notes can still bring back memories of rushing to the television before your favorite show started. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which 70s TV theme song instantly takes you back to childhood? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgic trips through classic television and music.